Kia ora guys and welcome back to the Black Jersey. My name's Max, I'm the host over here at this channel, and a massive thank you to my patrons. As I say at the start of every video, we are at the stage of the Rugby World Cup where in an ideal world we pretty much know exactly who's going to be where in which quarter final spot of the tournament. There are 7 teams so far who have been eliminated, so those guys are Namibia, Tonga, Romania, Georgia, Portugal and Chile, whereas as we can see in the graphic next to me, Samoa and Uruguay are still able to qualify as third place in their pool based on a few results. Samoa, they do kind of have a chance at qualifying for the quarterfinal, but it's absolutely remote, so I'm not going to go over their chances in full, as it just simply, I don't think, is going to happen. It's unbelievably remote. But for the other teams, it is pretty much do or die this weekend. So just to remind everyone how the points allocation works, I'm just going to slide onto another graphic so we can see that 4 points are awarded for a win, 2 points are awarded for a draw, a bonus point is awarded to teams that score 4 or more tries in a match, a losing bonus point is awarded to a team that loses a match by 7 or fewer points. The maximum amount of points a team can gain for a match is 5 points. If 2 teams are equal on competition table points, points differential, everyone, I'm just going to stress this here, will decide who advances to the quarterfinals. And if for whatever reason some freak accident happens, if 2 teams share a points differential and a competition table points total, world rankings is going to be the tiebreaker and determine who advances to the quarterfinals. So it's a bit of a mess. The 5 teams that I showed you in the thumbnail, France, South Africa, New Zealand, Ireland and Scotland, believe it or not, all of those 5 teams still have the possibility of exiting in the pool stage. So as I said, it is very much do or die. There's no room for error this weekend, so as an All Blacks fan, I have to hope that our team manages to absolutely annihilate Uruguay as we did to Italy, because if not, there is a chance we could be packing our bags and going home early. Speaking of Pool A though, it's pretty simple for France really. If they beat Italy with a 17 or 18 comp point total, then of course they top the pool. France, it's pretty simple for them. This pool over here is pretty much the easiest for qualifications. The All Blacks though, we still have the chance to top the pool, which I would probably prefer, as this way we'll probably end up facing South Africa for the quarters. So if we beat Uruguay and France lose to Italy without France getting a bonus point or stress, we'll be on 14 or 15 competition points, so we'll be able to top the pool, and this will of course eliminate France with Italy in second place for the pool. Italy though, even after the 96-17 annihilation, I'm going to call it that again, they still have a chance to top the pool. If they beat France and Uruguay beat the All Blacks with 4 tries or more, 8 points of course, to deny us a bonus point, Italy will end up having 14 or 15 competition points, and this will eliminate France with the All Blacks in second place and Italy top the pool. I know guys, it's a bit crazy, but there is just that 1% possibility that Italy can still end up topping the pool. There is still of course a way for them to qualify just in general if the All Blacks top the pool, so if we get a bonus point loss against Uruguay by less than 8 points if Uruguay failed to score 4 tries, if Italy beat France and then don't get a bonus point, the All Blacks, they'll still top the pool on points differential for 14 competition points as we destroyed Italy, and so France will be eliminated if Italy come second place as well. Pool B though gets a lot more complex. For those who have watched me since the early days, Zach of Haka Time Rugby kind of encouraged me to start this channel and everything. Zach went into a lot of detail about Pool B for this video, but he didn't talk about every single team that's left, so that's why I've got this video over here. Anyway, for those who haven't seen Zach's video that's really blowing up, I will discuss Pool B right now. So Ireland, topping the pool is pretty simple. If they draw with Scotland, they'll get 17 competition points. If they beat Scotland, they'll end up getting either 18 or 19 points, which is a bridge too far for South Africa, who have played every single game. If Ireland lose to Scotland by a margin between 4 to 1 points, they'll end up being on 15 competition points. the same as South Africa, and so this would therefore, of course, eliminate Scotland there, and with South Africa in second place. South Africa, though they've played every single game, there's still a chance to top the pool, as the fact that they've played 4 games means they are at the top of the pool right now. So if Scotland beat Ireland by a margin between 8 and 19 points, South Africa will have a points differential of plus 117, and Scotland will have a points differential between plus 105 and plus 116. So this would eliminate Ireland with Scotland in second place. South Africa have played every competition match, as I said. They are on 15 competition points, and so the only way for them to top the pool is basically Scotland winning against Ireland and getting 4 tries in the process. So Scotland, though, they can top the pool themselves, which is going to be game on. To do so, though, they have to beat Ireland by at least 21 points and, of course, score 4 tries for the bonus point. This will give them at least a plus 118 points differential. This will give them a better points differential than South Africa, who they would share 15 competition points with. This would, of course, eliminate Ireland, with South Africa in second place. Scotland can't qualify, I'll just stress this as well, without beating Ireland. So a draw, they're out. A loss, well, obviously they're out. Beating Ireland is the only way for the Scots to qualify. Ireland can also, of course, come in second place if they lose to Scotland by a margin of less than 8 points, so they'd be on 15, tied with South Africa. This would still eliminate Scotland if Scotland didn't get the bonus point, with South Africa in second place based on points differential between themselves and the other teams. And so Pool B is a very complex web of answers, and so just to have a bit of a break from the complexities that is Pool B, the pool of death, we're just going to go over and have a bit of an ad break before we discuss Pool C. Righto everybody, we are back and we are going to discuss Pool C. Now Pool C, probably a bit more simple compared to Pool B, but not quite as simple as Pool A, of course, because Pool A was the only real pool where the top 2 teams were guaranteed a quarterfinal essentially. So Wales, to top the pool, they don't have to do too much work. If they beat Georgia, they'll be on either 18 or 19 competition points. If they draw with Georgia and Fiji beat Portugal, there will be 16 comp point for Wales and either 14 or 15 comp points for the Fijians. And so a draw for Wales and a win for Fiji would still allow the Welsh to top the pool. Wales's final placing, as I'm just going to try and stress, it won't affect Fiji or Australia's final placing, as the big 3 of this pool have all played against each other. And my prediction for Pool C is basically just spot on, except Fiji and Georgia are going to be inverted with each other because Fiji are looking like they're going to place second. There is still, however, a chance for Fiji to top the pool. So scenario 1, it's if they beat Portugal and Wales lose to Georgia by 8+ points, of course meaning 4 tries. So this would mean 15 competition points for Fiji and 14 competition points for the Welsh. This would eliminate Australia with Wales in second place. Scenario 2 for Fiji topping the pool. This is if they beat Portugal by less than 8 points without getting the 4 tries, and Wales lose to Georgia by more than 54 points. Look guys, I know that's pretty unrealistic, but with Fiji's chances, I do still want to bring up a second scenario just so I'm not skimming over possible details. So of course this would eliminate Australia with Wales in second place due to Fiji having a better points differential, both on 14 competition points. Fiji, to place second, well, it's pretty simple. This is if they either beat Portugal, draw with Portugal, as we can see there are comp point totals over there next to me, and this would of course eliminate Australia with the Welsh in first place. If they lose to Portugal by less than 5 points with a +1 points differential, this will still eliminate Australia with Wales in first place. And so for Australia to qualify to come second place, they need Portugal to beat Fiji by at least 8 points, and because any kind of bonus point will allow Fiji to go through. So this would eliminate Fiji with Wales in first place if the Portuguese were able to beat the Fijians by 8+ points to deny the Fijians that bonus point. So Pool B and Pool C, definitely more complex than Pool A, and Pool D is a whole nother web of its own, as we're about to find out. So pretty simple for England to top the pool. It's pretty much a foregone conclusion. only some kind of absolute miracle from the Lord Jesus Christ would allow for England not to top the pool. So if England beat Samoa, they'll be on either 19 or 18 comp points. If they draw with Samoa, they'll be on 16. And so all of those three totals are a bridge too far for the Argentinians and for the Japanese. If England lose to Samoa by less than 8 points, they'll be on 15, which is also a bridge too far. And if they lose to Samoa by more than 8 points, which means of course they don't get a bonus point, but they retain a points differential higher than Japanese or Samoan players in their team, well, England will still be on 14 comp points, able to top the pool. That last scenario there, pretty much impossible, but it is still a factor. Now, Argentina, what do they have to do to top the pool there? Sorry. Well, what Los Pumas have to do is they have to beat Japan by 65 points or more to get into 14 comp points and have a higher points differential than the English. If they beat Japan while scoring 4+ tries and England lose to Samoa by 65 points or more, as I said, they'll share 14 comp points. This will eliminate Japan with England in second place, and Argentina, their only choice to top the pool is points differential when they get to 14 based on a bonus point. For Japan to top the pool, it's pretty much the same set of criteria to Argentina, but as we can see, they'll need to beat Argentina by 96 points or more to secure the points differential bonus. If they beat Argentina by scoring 4+ tries and England lose to Samoa by 96 points or more, this will see both of them on 14 comp points, just like we said for Argentina, and Japan will top the pool to eliminate Argentina with England in second place. Japan can only top the pool, I'm going to stress this again, based on points differential. England are pretty much guaranteed to top this pool, which is a real shame because I would very much like for England not to qualify for the semi-finals. Anyway, for Japan and Argentina to place second in the pool, they have the same set of criteria as one another. So Japan and Argentina, the winner between these two needs to beat the other by getting 13 or 14 competition points, which would of course be a bridge too far for Samoa against England. By drawing with one another, the points differential will then determine the qualifier. To do this, England simply have to beat Samoa to determine which one of these guys go through. England can draw with Samoa. Samoa can beat England without a bonus point. Right now, Argentina's bonus point, their points differential is +46. Japan's is +14. Samoa currently have just 6 table points, and so it's pretty much a foregone conclusion. Japan and Argentina, whoever wins this clash between the other, goes through in second place, and regardless of all this, England will top the pool. So it's a bit complex, but as I showed you guys, all of the 5 nations in the thumbnail, it's not clickbait. There is still a slight less than 1% chance that multiple teams in that thumbnail can get eliminated from the World Cup and go out on the pool stage. So yes, the quarterfinals, it's going to be very interesting as to how it goes, but for now, it's going to be looking like England play Fiji, Wales play Argentina, New Zealand play against the Irish, scary times, and France play South Africa. Whoever wins between France and South Africa is going to win the World Cup, of course, because, well, the Irish side of the draw doesn't really help them a lot at all, does it? Luckily, they don't have too many injuries, though, so yeah, whoever wins between France and South Africa will face the Irish in the final, and it is really starting to get exciting. Thank you very much for watching the video, guys. Do make sure to like and subscribe as well. I'm also over on Instagram and over on Rumble for my analysis videos of round 1 and round 2 that had copyright issues. Cheers for watching, guys, from Max.